that pass. Anthony looking for Chandler. Boston Celtics won both their preseason games over Toronto. Rondo gets inside, and he draws the foul. It's on Douglas. Rajon Rondo, who last year averaged a career-high 11 assists, second in the NBA behind Steve Nash, who edged him out. Those off-season trade rumors, Steve, involving Rondo have been denied by Celtics general manager Danny Ainge, but Rondo was upset about the speculation.
Well, as a general manager, you always deny them after they fall through. I think that was a difficult situation for Danny Ainge and the Celtics to be in. You know, once you engage in talks, especially these days, it's going to get out there, and then you have to address your players. And to Rondo's credit, you know, he handled it pretty well. He came out and he said, look, you know, this is the way the NBA is, and I'm a Celtic.
Douglas, in his third year out of Florida State, Rondo down in a hurry. Garnett, after was knocked away from Rondo, able to get to it.
Well, Rondo's a one-man fast.
Off the mark. Here's Rondo going behind the back as he was met by Landry Fields. Rondo using the pick. Rebounded by Anthony.
Rondo grimacing. That thing was halfway down, and you know, that's the one that he's got to make from time to time just to keep the defense honest.
Rondo with the steal has a 3-on-2. He goes all the way, and he's hacked by Anthony. Rajon Rondo, who is not a good free throw shooter, will go to the line. In fact, Doc Rivers saying that at times he was reluctant to take it to the rim because he did not want to go to the foul line.
You know, sometimes that happens with poor free throw shooters. As you lose your aggressiveness, you don't want to be exposed at the foul line. It happens with a lot of big guys. Rarely does it happen with guards, but with Rondo, it's kind of a different type player. But he's got to be aggressive. I mean, the thing that he has to realize is that when he shoots, even if he misses, he's keeping the offense going. And then when he goes to the line, even if he misses, the game is slowing down, and now Boston can set up its half-court defense, and they're probably the best in the NBA in terms of shutting down the opponent when they can get them slowed down.
Rondo only 57% at the line last year. Someone stepped in too quickly, and an extra free throw is awarded. On the Knicks, one more shot. Stoudemire jumped the gun.
It's going to be interesting, Mark, to see if there's a lot of sloppy play here early in the season. You know, all these teams with about 2 weeks of camp. Many of those teams started the first several days of camp with maybe only 7 or 8 punts.
It was not the same following the trade for Carmelo Anthony. Never seemed to be able to get into a beautiful move by Rondo.
Well, Fields is a
for an offensive foul.
And here's an example of where New York has to improve defensively against the pick and roll.
Garnett able to get to it. Knicks opening against a Celtic team that swept them in last season's first round of the playoffs, although those 2 games in Boston were very tough. Rondo now has 7 points. Up by 7. Shot clock to 5. Rondo. Knicks do not buy that. Seeing Rondo shoot from the outside. Fields gets inside. Rebounded by Bass. Nice move by Rondo. And he draws the foul.
Boy, is he good at drawing contact in transition. I mean, he seeks out the body. Now watch this. This is the technical a moment ago. Amari and Bass going at it. Bass grabs him, a little shove. And I think he got the technical for the taunt. I think that's what Joey Crawford saw. Stoudemire didn't like it. Waves the arm. But, you know, players frequently get tangled up on free throws, and that's what Amari is talking about with the official right there. But I think it was the taunt that got him in trouble.
We're talking a moment ago about the trade rumors concerning Rajon Rondo, and Danny Ainge, the Boston general manager, said he was not looking to deal Rondo, made the point to Rajon even being mentioned in a trade, he said, for Chris Paul should be accepted as a major compliment. How's that for turning what could be a negative into a positive? You should be complimented. All right, quick, here's Rondo on a fast break following the steal. Boston only 5 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Together following the trade with Denver, Knicks went only 14 and 14. Garnett from deep.
Yeah, you know, the Knicks record actually got worse.
Jeff, the very best. Aneurysm is called. Bass at the other end. And that'll lead to a Knick timeout.
Prayer from Stoudemire. We're seeing more plays like this where Boston really tightening up defensively.
Here's Rondo using his speed. Rajon Rondo going the distance. He has 13 points. He's the high man for the Celtics.
He is their offense, especially without Pierce. And where's their defense? Celtics going small, and with Garnett caught on the perimeter in a pick and roll, there's no rim protection.
Oh, behind the back by Rondo, finding Bass.
What a pass. How did he see him? And then the left hand behind the back pass. That was beautiful.
Mike D'Antoni upset and takes a timeout. Brandon Bass, 8 points the last 3.5 minutes.
Look at the vision there. And Stoudemire just giving up on the play. He's got to stay in there. I think that's why Mike D'Antoni took the timeout. You know, Chandler went at him, but nobody was there to help. And New York trying to change its defensive identity. This isn't going to get it done.
Steve, you look at this Knick roster, and they went over a major overhaul. The Knicks and it's the former general manager of the Knicks, Donnie Walsh, who did such a good job clearing cap space, making these moves possible. Nice maneuver here by Rondo. Here is Daniels. Back tap, good play by Bass. Rondo with room, yes. Rajon Rondo knocking down another jumper.
Shooting it with confidence, and I think he's got to shoot it even when he's not making it. I mean, when you shoot.
Here comes Rondo, goes right at Anthony, and he's fouled on a reach-in. So Rajon Rondo will have 2 shots.
Second personal 15 foul. Rajon Rondo, 2 shots.
Carmelo commits his second. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson back in our Atlanta studios. Ernie.
All right, thank you, Marv. We're just a few minutes away from the first Sprint halftime report of the season. Charles, Kenny, and Shaq will be here with a breakdown of the first half in New York. We'll look ahead to the rest of the Christmas Day and night games. And you can tell that Shaquille's first day because with a little over a minute to go, he's already out here. Kenny and Charles yet to make their appearance. You'll learn, look. Marv.
The baskets, so you're able to still have the fans on top of it.
But Chandler cannot convert. Fields rebounded by Garnett. Allen with the step. Ray Allen driving past Stoudemire, not looking to
able to handle the scoring load. He could just focus on the defense.
Here's Rondo ahead of the field. Complete pass to Allen, and the Celtics battling back are with an 8.
4 guys down underneath the basket.
And the power play going. Rodney, I should say Rondo is fouled.
I love what Rondo has done here. He's been fantastic. Look at him leaking out, calling for the ball. You see Anthony late getting back. This is about the 5th transition layup we've seen. That was the easiest one. But he has been so aggressive here today. And at the free throw line, these will be numbers 9 and 10. He's made 7 out of 8 already.
Douglas on the foul, number 4. And the rookie Shumpert getting set to come on. Kids, you can visit NBAHoopTruth.com to play games, watch exciting videos, earn points, and get info on all your favorite NBA teams and players. NBAHoopTruth.com. Iman Shumpert, who was very aggressive in the first half, did not shoot well, 2 of 11 from the field,
but took good shots. I mean, I like his aggressiveness. He didn't launch a lot of long jumpers. He was really being aggressive. He had a couple of tough ones that didn't go for him.
Rondo with the steal, and Rondo lays it home.
And here's the Knicks trying to get Carmelo to initiate the offense. He's not used to making that kind of play as a kind of point forward. He's used to attacking, but to set up an offense, you got to be aware of the defense, especially where Rondo is.
Anthony trying to protect himself on the double team, connected. to the face of Rondo. And a foul call. Offensive foul on Carmelo, so he's in foul trouble. That's number 4.
Boy, what a big play. For Boston making its push here, down 5. And here's the elbow, just right to the nose of Rajon Rondo, who's been pretty much a one-man show here today for Boston. We'll see if he's okay. He looked a little woozy when he got up.
Rondo has 24 points. Boston with 7 unanswered. They are within 5 after trailing by as many as 17. Here is Allen. Yes! Ray Allen. 64. Rondo now guarded by Shumpert. They're saying no, there's no way. Here's Allen for 3. Ray Allen, the NBA's all-time leading three-point shooter, passing by our Reggie Miller last February. The Griffey courtside. We were called broadcasting the game. Here's Rondo again ahead of the field. Rondo. And you can hear the Celtic continue off the bench. 5 left here in the third. Bad pass. Rondo with the steal. Rondo delivers. Oh, on the hop. Marquise Daniels from Rajon Rondo.
Wow. Half court, left hand, about a 40-foot pass, hits him on the fly.
8 assists. Coming up on O'Neal. Shot clock to 5. Rondo wheels in, and he is fouled. Technical foul has been handed out to Tyson Chandler, who jumped off the bench to argue the call.
Well, a questionable call, but the play never should have happened because Bill Walker closed out on Rondo all the way at the three-point line instead of just backing up. And by closing out on him, he let him get middle right here. This puts New York in a vulnerable spot. Jeffries with the foul. Chandler, you're not allowed to react as he did, and now a technical. So the frustration mounts, and now Mike D'Antoni is going to bring Tony Douglas back into the game despite his 4 fouls. But look at that pass. That is gorgeous.
Rajon Rondo, who had a 20-assist game last season. That was against the Knicks in Boston. Second all-time in Celtic history for most assists in a game. Number 1, fellow by the name of Bob Cousy, who had a 28-assist game.
Rondo might be the most unique player in the NBA. I mean, there's really nobody like him. He doesn't shoot the ball well at all, although today he's knocked some down. But he's so quick. He's got such great long arms and anticipation. We
6-minute stretch. Final minutes of this third quarter. Shot clock is down to 6. And it's Rondo again. Rajon Rondo, 10 of 17, 29 points, 8 assists.
I think that's about his career unfolds. He's just 3 of 13 today, but most of those shots have been drives to the basket.
The line pass. Shumpert hurt himself once again. The 6th NBA team. He had his standout seasons as a member of the Sacramento Kings. Knicks try to go to a trap, does not work. Fast gets inside. 8 of 11, 18 the second half. Anthony. Rondo calling out a play. As we approach 5.5 minutes to go. Boston with a 4-point lead. Celtics have won the last 8 meetings against the Knicks, including that 4-game sweep in the playoffs. Rondo again from the outside.
I mean, if he's going to make that, there's nothing you can do because you have to go under that screen if you're New York. That's the first really good offensive possession that we've seen from a team standpoint from the Knicks in a long time.
19 points for Douglas, 8 3-quarters for the Knicks. Here's Garnett. Kevin Garnett, 12 here in the fourth quarter. Garnett again.
Unbelievable. There's the switch.
Here's Daniels getting inside to tie the game.
Great job by Daniels working behind the defense. The double team came on Garnett, and when the players released to try to find their men, they couldn't find Daniels.